Good Wednesday afternoon, everyone. We are starting our We're starting our pre-cleaning before the trip. Usually we spend a week on it, but with cleaning the house out so much during renovations, we're not having to do as much pre-cleaning before vacation as we would normally do. Rebecca is vacuuming the floor in here because before we mop, we always vacuum. And we always try to mop before we leave anywhere, even if it's just overnight, because it just has clean floors to come home to, and it also cuts down the dust a little bit. Need to rearrange that stuff a little bit where they were playing hide and go seek yesterday. Got a couple things still over here and stuff still in boxes, but we had stopped on home renovations until we return from the weekend trip, and we're just gonna go along and work. Good morning, everyone. It is now around 6:30ish, so it is our cleaning day. Now in the summer, I let the girls sleep in. I don't get them up early. I let them choose when they get up. Usually they don't get up any later than around 8:30. My one that sleeps in the most usually gets up about 8:30, sometimes 9 o'clock if she's up a little bit later, but they went to bed right about 8 o'clock last night after a busy day yesterday. So now I'm gonna take some time for myself and do some reading before they get up. Then I'm gonna have my breakfast and I'll show you what I'm gonna be working on until they wake up. That's why this is my favorite spot to read in the mornings, because you can hear a bird like right outside the window in the mornings. Dishes are now mostly caught up. There's one thing left that Rebecca has to wash, and we do designate taking turns washing dishes. So, and everybody has specific ones. Rebecca's is in charge of dinner, so she has one dish to wash from dinner. Then the dishes will be completely caught up for now. One thing that we used to do before we had a dishwasher was if we were going out of town the couple of days before, we would use paper plates. But because we have a dishwasher now, we're not gonna do that because we can just run the dishwasher before we go. It's not that I can't leave stuff undone before my mother-in-law gets here to stay or before a house sitter. I just prefer to have it done so they don't feel like they have to while they're here. Because both my house sitters are wonderful, loving people who would do it for me. I just don't want them to feel like they have to while they're here, because they're already taking care of my dog, watching my house, and in this case, watching 2 of my kids. So I don't want to have to leave stuff for them to do. So that's why we try to get caught up before we go. Also, it is kind of nice to just come home to a clean house after a weekend away. So that's why we do it. But I'm going to change the laundry over. My oldest is now up. So once she is finished with her personal time in the morning, I am going to start bedding. On the day before the trip, I will do all the kids' bedding, and because our washer is so much faster now, the new washer that it arrived in March. I'll link it up there. We had a new washer in March. It's much faster now. I can do all the kids' bedding in one day. On Friday morning, I will wash our bedding, or tomorrow morning, I wash our bedding first thing in the morning. There's actually a timer on the new washer, so where I can put everything in and it can soak while I take Matt to work, and then it usually kicks on after we get back from taking him to work. So that's really cool. So that's what our goal for laundry is today. And another thing is, you can see our hampers look pretty empty. The week before a vacation, I try to make it a priority to get all the laundry caught up. I usually don't do laundry at night. It's not that the new washer is loud or anything. I don't do laundry at night so that it doesn't disturb anybody anyways. But I did last night because that way I could get everybody's laundry from the day and get caught up with what's in there. Because we do about 1 to 2 loads a day. So I went ahead and just knocked it out for the load first starting this morning so I could just start on bedding. So now that laundry's going, I'm not even going to touch my bed today because I'm going to wash all the bedding. I may spread the blankets out. I'm not even going to touch it. There are some days I don't even make my bed because I've got so much going on and so much to do. But I'm going to take the towels out of my bathroom, including the hand towel, and I'm going to scrub my bathroom back down. We scrub it down, like scrub down every Monday. But I always try to scrub it down the day before we leave. And sometimes if we're leaving later and don't have like a definite set time to arrive, I'll do it the day that we leave. But we have to be checked in before 6 p.m. tomorrow. So that kind of pushes our timeline up of what we have to get done before we go. So I'm gonna go ahead and scrub it down today and then I'll wipe it down quickly. Bathroom is done, fans on, letting the floor dry, air out in there. Gonna hit my room with a vacuum and wipe down surfaces. Then I'm finished with this one until tomorrow morning when I strip the beds. One thing I almost forgot to do is fill up our soap container. We are very thankful that we were able to finally purchase soap on Amazon. We bought a 1 gallon. Yeah, it's a 1 gallon container. It's a soft soap brand. A little more than we would normally spend, but I am still thankful that we have it because for a while we couldn't get hand soap. So I'm gonna fill this up and have it completely full and ready for whenever we leave. The girls actually have a brand new pump in their bathroom, like one of these supposed to be one-time use pumps. So I'm not gonna worry about their bathroom. Next goal is cleaning the fridge out. Don't freak out. We don't have a lot of stuff in here. We're going grocery shopping tomorrow. Ta-da! Not a massive amount in here. That's okay. It's still more than what other people have, and I've had less in this fridge. So I still feel fortunate about that. I'm gonna clear this out though, and while we're clearing it out, I need to go ahead and thaw tomorrow's lunch. Earlier this week, if you followed us on Instagram, well, by this point of you watching it, you probably saw it a week or so ago on Instagram. We're gonna thaw out these banana roll-ups once the fridge is cleared out. They have peanut butter, banana, and honey on them. We're gonna have those for our quick lunch tomorrow. If you thaw them overnight, you don't have to heat them in the microwave, and they should thaw to where it's like a cold lunch. So we're gonna do that. I'm gonna clear this out, and then at lunchtime today, we're gonna finish off some of this stuff, and then the cheese and all that will be for dinner. So every time, a night before our travel day, we try to do an easy dinner that has little to no dishes. This is a lasagna. I'm going to take every bit of the Parmesan and feta cheese left from our Father's Day meal. I'm going to put it over top of this, pop that in the oven. The only thing we'll have to do is a spoon, and if I use a metal one, I can put it in the dishwasher. So that's a quick, easy meal. It's not quick. It takes 2 hours to bake, but pull it out. Do some salad if I leave it in the bag because it's already pre-washed and all that. So just take the salad out, finish the salad off, finish off the cheese, then we'll be good to go. And I'm going to finish rotating all this out though and wiping down these shelves. You're adorable. She did the door mostly by herself. I had to move a couple things up here for her, but most of that she did by herself. It's finished, and like a majority of this is going to be gone tonight except for like the big stuff. So what I do is I keep milk down here that's already open for the kids to use and to drink as they want. The unopened milk, well, that one's already open, but that's because somebody put it down there on accident. The unopened milk goes up here in my coffee creamer so that they know that not to use this one first, use these first. Gonna take a break from kitchen and everything in there and just wait and mop the kitchen tonight. I'm gonna go ahead and work on laundry for a bit, move my craft supplies back to the office, and possibly pack a few craft supplies to do while we're away. We gotta straighten up this a little bit. We're still waiting on ordering a bookshelf. We kind of, like I said before, we put everything on hold on the home renovations until after we get back from this trip. So there are still books in boxes over here that we need to deal with. We still have a couple things that we're deciding whether we're going to keep or not, a couple things to give away. Then I can start working on decor stuff and the fun parts of the home renovation for me. This shelf so far is working for them, but we need to tidy up around it. And otherwise, this looks really good. I'm hoping during the 4th of July week, we can redo the cover, I can't think of the word right now, on that bench and fix it. It's needing it very desperately. So hopefully that's on our list, but I'm gonna work on this laundry and knock it out. We're actually mostly done because we've been doing home renovations, because we've been home so much, and because we're on a pretty good cleaning routine with chore charts evenly divided up between everybody in the house. It's pretty clean in here. So overall, we don't have much to do. Just knock out a couple things. Mostly just focus on bedding, getting the bedding caught up, keeping dishes caught up. I did say we didn't have any dishes, but since we're finishing off salad from the week, we're also going to have to wash a salad bowl. All of these are drying. We have some bedding to turn over. A couple of loads of towels tonight once everybody's finished with showers and whatnot. So not much left to do. We are just changing over the second load of bedding. The second child's sheets are going in the dryer right now. Then, so what we do is we do like one load of sheets in the comforter. Then the next load we do their throw blankets, because each of them have throw blankets. The next project, and the room that we save for absolute last to clean, is the toy game craft room for kids. Because that way when Matt and I are working on like doing our packing or working on work things that we have to finish up before we go out of town for vacations, they can have a fun place to go and just be in their own space for a while and do their own thing. So that's why we always do this room last. That way they don't have to worry about keeping it clean up until then. So I let them just have fun and do whatever. It actually looks worse than it really is. Like some of these are just drawers that they pull out to use. They can pull out their pieces. But how fast do you think we could get those drawers back? Like 5 minutes?
Yeah.
Yeah, so those drawers are super easy to put back together. Most everything in here is gonna be picked up pretty quick. Maybe an hour, 2 at the most. Then we'll be finished up mostly. All we gotta worry about now is bedding, laundry, and we're pretty much done. If they finish, I might let them do a movie tonight. I don't know, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. So it did end up taking about 3 hours. It took a little bit longer than I was hoping for, but it's still less time than the last time we went on vacation, where it literally took them an entire day, actually closer to a day and a half, to clean this room. So it's definitely easier to clean now with everything organized differently, and it's already mopped and ready to go. The reason we mop before vacations is to cut down on like any excess dust in the air and things, and because right before vacation just makes a really good excuse for time to, you know, hit all the floors, because we don't really mop like every single week like we probably should, but we don't. So it gives us an excuse to get it done, but it's done. We're finished. Still haven't replaced the curtains in here yet, but that's okay. We're finished up and ready to go on to the next room. If my teen hadn't reminded me, I may have forgotten this takes 2 hours to bake, and it's already after 3 o'clock. We usually eat dinner around 5, so I'm gonna hurry and get it in. The only thing I had to wash so far for it was one cookie sheet that was left over. I've explained it before. Whenever we do meat in the fridge, like when we're thawing meat overnight, or whenever we buy fresh meat that we're going to cook quickly, put it on a cookie sheet. Usually goes on this shelf. Salad's usually in that drawer, but I just cleaned that drawer out. I didn't want to put anything back in it just yet before the grocery haul tomorrow. So we usually put it there. So I was using it for that. So I just added a little bit of like a 1-to-10 ratio of bleach water plus the soap to wash it with. Put it on. I went ahead and scrubbed it. Now I'm going to put the lasagna on it. So the only thing that Rebecca will have to wash is this and the bowl from the salad. Let's get this going. Been in there for over an hour and a half. You do an hour, rotate it, and then you do 35 more minutes. I'm literally going to add every bit of what's left of this kind of Parmesan cheese, the crumbled feta, and the shaved Parmesan to the top of this. Pop it back in for 15 minutes. I usually do it for another additional 5 than what the pan says, especially if I don't get to preheat the oven. So I'm going to pop it back in for 15. While it's cooling, then I will start the breadsticks. I figure doing that, make sure that we let it cool and set long enough, and we found that yes, you really do need to let it set. So we're going to do that and get salad ready and get bowls ready and have some dinner.